New guys, welcome back to the channel. Jesus Christ, try to take the couch out. That was almost as when you jumped that early, it was almost like Morelos' tackle in the game. Mate, it was great. Flew for about 400 yards away for the player. Somehow got booked for it. Mate, barely touched the guy. But I mean, it was right at the stars. You know, first half we were shocking. Personally, I actually think the Hearts' first goal shouldn't have counted. There was probably a foul somewhere in the build-up. Somewhere. I'm sure you can find something, you know, in the first...
When was it they scored? They scored not the first minute or something?
I think it was about the 36th minute. I think 1 hour pause went down.
36th minute?
Second, sorry. And I feel like it could have been given as a foul. No, they were 1-0 up. We started bad, and then we scored right before half time, and then we just kicked on. But then, also, we considered a really late goal, and again, think it should have been disallowed with a foul in the build-up. Nah, but it really just sums up our season, that game. You know. But also, you know, what I find very funny is that the Hearts player went into the crowd after scoring an equaliser. Now I think it was a bit far-fetched. Now people say, oh, they need the points to get European football, blah 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 blah. I don't care, you don't celebrate a draw. Unless it's going to win you the title, you don't celebrate a draw. Or unless you're playing some good team in Europe and it's like the knockouts, the groups, or you're away from home and you manage to draw with them. That's the only time. But when you're pushing for the Conference League, you shouldn't be celebrating a draw. That's not a European trophy. If Rangers ever won it, it'd be the equivalent of us winning the Scottish Cup. Right, so if West Ham wins it, doesn't make them a massive club. They're still a teeny weeny small club. I hope Charlie's watching.
West Ham are massive.
No. What? Tell me what they've won that makes them massive. Exactly. So, and then everybody will go, what Leeds won the first division 3 times, you know.
No in the Premier League though,
Near Fulham. So, you haven't won a first division or a Premier League. So, or a major trophy. But right, see, that's what I mean. This is why we need right nose in. Because as I said, we drift off in these videos and talk about like other teams.
Well, we would have been writing notes down if we stayed in the booth to watch it.
No, we would never write down notes because you would have been too lazy. You'd be like, I can't be fuck writing nothing down. Right.
No, we would have wrote the notes.
Aye. Morelos,
Shit
class. No. If anybody's shy, it's Ken. But we'll start with the players. Obviously, Morelos, Arfield, and McGregor all got on. McGregor and Morelos started, and Arfield obviously came on. Scott Wright also came on, which we're led to believe that he's
signed a contract
with Preston, so I don't think it's a contract. Look, no, as his contract's running out, I think it's like a deal. And the deal's done. Obviously, they knew the guy from Norwich.
Aye, he was there watching.
What's his name?
James.
Is it?
I think.
It's not James. It began with a K. Kieran. I think.
Is it?
Don't even know the sounding. There we go, great start. I know it doesn't begin with a J. It's Kieran Dowen or something. That is something. Why have you just went onto the Rangers Facebook page to find out what his name is when you could easily just go on FootMob and type in, or just even look at your followings and it'll tell you? Like,
There we go, Rangers fucking opinion. There we go.
Aye, but look, all 5 of the players have left us with a memory.
Kieran Dowell.
That's it though.
Yeah.
Aye, Kieran Dowell, so he's obviously signed for Norwich. I mean, the last player who signed for Norwich has turned out to be world class. So, it's looking good. If he can follow in the footsteps of Todd. Also, we're meant to be getting some guy from America. and then women's were getting that Chelsea youngster. So the rebuild is starting, but I wouldn't. It's in the sense of it's not really a rebuild. We just need to get in the right players. So not technically it's a rebuild, but
Get some gaps in, man. They're fucking brilliant at football.
no, they're not. Clearly no. Considering one gets sent off the night and caused his team to go 4-2 by their boyfriends. But you see, this is the thing. Celtic fans are like, oh, we're only letting them win so that they can overtake Hearts. No, you're not. Celtic are not, that's what I've always said, Celtic are not as good as what people make them out to be. We made them look good. The 3-0 proved that people can say what they want, oh, it's a bench and that. Celtic fans throughout the whole season are saying their bench could beat us. They had some of the bench players on and some of the starters, and we scudded them. We put that we did that all from all season, every game against them. We scud them every game. Home and away, simple as that. The only reason Celtic looks so good is purely down to the fact of we didn't compete with them. And all the Old Firm games apart from one, well, to be fair, we dominated, but they were more clinical. And in that 3-0, we proved we can dominate and score. And that's what we need. The night, I mean, it was poor. Obviously, only scoring 2 goals at home was not good enough. You know, we had many chances to put 4, 5, 6 by them. We didn't take them. So this is where it's vital to know Bale needs to find players who can pick the ball in the net. He's got Todd, alright, Todd missed an absolute sitter, but we'll leave him away with because he has saved us. But Todd's gave us a bit of hope, and if Kieran is anything like Todd, we're sorted for there. And now we just need to get that guy from America in, and the youngster for Chelsea in, and then whatever other players we can try and nestle in. Because see, at the end of the day, it's all about, because this is the thing with modern football is, we'll actually talk to Michael about it. If a play, like for example, everybody's saying that Jack Butland signed a deal, but it might not actually be a done deal because he might wait. And then if a team for China or another Premier League side offer him 200, 500k a week, he's not going to say, as much as Alan said that he said that he wants to play football.
Well, if he gets offered that money and he's guaranteed first team football, then he'll do it.
No, but the thing is, if he's offered first team football at Rangers for about 10k a week, or he's got like somewhere in China or somewhere offering him 500k to sit on the bench, pretty sure the man would be happy to sit on the bench getting 500k a week. Like, this is the thing with modern football is you pretty much pay to win. You buy the best players, you win the leagues. City's a prime example of that. You buy the best players, you run away with leagues. It was a close run with Arsenal, but at the end up they smashed them, so it's like, but it's just the 2-2. I mean, Hearts were all ours in the first half. They absolutely smashed us.
Yeah.
Then second half we absolutely smashed them, and then they got the lucky late equaliser, which led to some daft celebrations for a draw. But you know, everybody says, oh, it's a vital point for them. A vital point for what? People cannot tell me that teams actually think, oh, we want to go to the Conference League. But no. Why the Conference League was made, I'll never know. Because it's dumb. Why make another European? I know how you'll say, oh, it's for the teams that can't compete in the Champions League, Europa League. That's the fucking point of the thing. The point of European football is you earn it you get in there, you play against the best teams, right? The Europa League was meant to be the one where the teams that don't make it into the Champions League get the Europa League, and that's like a kind of a more like, I mean, there's still some big clubs in there. For example, Dortmund were in there, we were in there, but the Conference League's no a big trophy. If we won it, and obviously our players would celebrate, but no over the top celebrations, like have a party and that, you know, celebrate the night of the win, but nothing like daft in the sense of like 3-4 days celebrating, like after the game celebrate and get ready to play again. Because I don't know why they added the Conference League. It's a bit pointless because we've already got the Champions League and Europa League. They were the ones that, because see back in the day, European football was meant to be earned. So you had to fight and try and get into the top 2, the top 4 to get European football, or top 6, whatever, right? Nowadays, you could probably finish 10th and potentially get European football. That's no an achievement, finishing 10th. And there's finishing, I mean, it's different if you're like Fulham and you're finishing 6th or 4th, right? Because that's not meant to happen, right? But that's an achievement. But see them finishing 10th, and then because City win this and City win that, it somehow goes down to them. They've not earned that though. They finished 10th in the league. They shouldn't be given European football. It's like, nowadays, you're not earning European football. You're just getting handed it. Because, you know what I mean? Like, you can't sit there and tell me that a team who finished 10th in the league deserve European football. Or for example in Scotland, a team that's finished 5th in the league, right? Because Scotland's obviously a weird league to England. In England, fair enough, because it's a bigger league. But you can't tell me 5th deserve some sort of European football. Well, deserve a qualifying, because what they done to earn it? Nothing. They finished 5th. Right, same with the team in 6th, because maybe they'll get it if so-and-so day sitting in Europe, right? But then that's not fair, because if you finish 6th, you've not earned it. That's why I've always said that it should be, in Scotland it should be the top 2, no, top 3 that get Europe. Obviously because of like coefficient points and that, it can go to more, but that's where they need to introduce making the league bigger. Because if they make the SPFL bigger, then teams can earn European football. Because then there'll be more teams fighting for top 3, top 4, top 5. I mean, none of them will touch Rangers and Celtic. That's just how it will be. If I probably say this with chest, not one team will beat Rangers and Celtic to the title in a long time. Like, the only way I can see a team catching, well not catching, but beating Rangers or Celtic to the title, is if they are taken over by billionaires and they invest heavily into the team. Unless that is done. And nobody says, oh, that's what ruined Scottish football. I'm like, well, maybe your Aberdeens and your Kelly and all that. When Aberdeen won the European Cup, maybe they should have done better by getting better players in, and then continuing along that line, selling, buying better players. You know, they didn't do that. They fell apart and they look at them. Same with Hearts, Habs and that. You know, you can't just say Rangers and Celtic have all the money in the world. Yes, we might have all the money, and we don't even have all the money in the world. You know what I mean? It's like, well, that's your fault. You should have done better when you had your success and continued it on.
Now you've got to build on it.
You've got to build. That's what Rangers and Celtic have done. When they were both founded, I mean, Rangers were, obviously, you know, and people will say, oh, well, it's easy to win 55 titles. I welcome any championship team or any low league English team to come to the Scottish Premiership and try and win 55 titles. Bet you they don't do it. Because, you know, obviously City could do it, United, Arsenal, Tottenham, most of them could do it, right? But the ones that, like, English people always say we are compared to the English Championship. We'll prove it then. We'll send your best team down, let them play in the Premiership. Bet you don't even get close to first or second. Because they underestimate the atmosphere at Ibrox and Celtic Park. Like, the players would be scared. Trust me, Dortmund players were scared, and if you can make them scared when they've got the yellow wall, then there's clearly something up.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, we lost 5 players who all had their part, all left us with memories, all scored against Celtic. You know, if you look at the most vital moments, you know, obviously, well, best moments, I'd probably say Morelos' was either the Liga Warsaw goal in the last minute to secure his European football, or his first goal against Celtic, because that was just a set in stone. Or the one where he put it through Bruno's legs and then curled it in. There's too many for Morelos, to be fair. Arfield, I'd probably say either the game against the 2 against Aberdeen or the one in the semi-final versus Celtic. Hollanda is just, Hollanda, that header was great. And also, see the thing with Hollanda is, we actually miss someone like him because he didn't have the pace, but he had the positioning, he knew where to be, he knew where to hold the ball up, he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to get told at work tomorrow about, oh, I watched that video, man. God's sake, let Alan get a word in. That's what they always say. They always say you never talk at work, but you can't stop talking on YouTube, Hamlet, because when you're sitting down looking at a camera, you can talk for ages. But when I'm in work, my head's focused on work. I just want to get the job done, do a good job, get home, done. You know? Well, I mean, that's a lie. Well, it's not a lie. But I don't want to have a chit chat every 2 minutes because I know that somebody's going to moan if I'm just sitting there talking. So, and that's what I try to do a lot more, is just focus on the work. See, if you focus on the work, the time goes quicker. See, the day did not feel like a shift. I felt like I worked like 4 hours max. Time went like that. Mate, I literally went and took a bin out. Next minute, Jacob's here. And I'm like, it's not 2 o'clock already. Because he was in it too, because he had to get a bus in. And obviously, every bus is different.
Aye.
But aye, he was doing it tits. He's doing it tits and one as well.
Is
I wonder if they're sort of working, to be fair. Surely no.
No, they might
And
be.
actually they'll all be probably, hopefully, I'd like to think near enough finished. But aye, we've just been talking gibberish, haven't we?
Aye.
But 2-2 at the end of the night. Wasn't our best performance, but look, the movement's on.
We're all 7 points behind them there.
Right? Could have been 5. Exactly, this is the thing. Before we go, you know, Ange says they don't stop. Right? Now, but then Celtic fans have said, oh, we've won the title. I'm like, but your manager didn't specify you stop after you win the title. And then this is the thing, they were like, oh, we're 13 points in front of you. It's now what? 7?
Mm-hmm.
It's now 7 points. We've gone back a lot of points. So 7 points actually looks a lot better than what it was. And the Celtic will say, oh, but we still won the league. Fair enough, yes, you still win the league. But, like, that's what I don't get. Ange says that they don't stop, but they have not picked up they have not won a single game in the split, right? And if that continues, they play, I don't know who they play in the final day. probably some diddy teams so they can finally pick up some points. But this is the thing, you look at this, you can say what you want, or Celtic are not playing their strongest team, that does not matter, right? Yous are meant to be the best team in the league, which I don't think is true. But you go and drop points to us, you get battered 3-0 by us, but it was a game that didn't mean nothing. But would you not want to have the bragging rights of we beat you in a real fun game, or that you actually make the gap bigger, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then you go and drop points to St Mirren at home. You're at home to St Mirren. You would never expect them to. You would never expect them to drop points at home to St Mirren.
Aye.
And St Mirren should have won that game about 6-7-2.
And Curtis Main had
Curtis Main if it was on his day could have scored about 7, you know.
Aye.
And then obviously that game there against Hibs, they got battered and they tried. This is what I don't get. They try and make an excuse when they get beat by us. They said it was a game that meant nothing, right? But there's no such thing as an old firm that means nothing. There's always something in the line, right? Game against St Mirren, they said that they were resting players, and that the officials were against them. And then they got beat with Hibs, and what they were saying was they were giving Hibs points so they could go above Hearts. Now, last time I checked, that's not how football works. You don't lose a game and say, we're just giving them points. That's what we could say, we let Hearts score in the last minute just so they stay above Hibs. Like, no. Mate, I hate Hearts as much as I hate Hibs now. Never used to be like that. I used to know mind Hearts. But ever since the game me and Alan went to at Ibrox, and we're sitting next to the Hearts fans, I just hate every team in Scottish football. There's no one team I can look at and go, you're sound. I'm like, you're dicks, and you're dicks. Because why should I have a sort? Why should I like you know what I mean? Like everyone says, oh, there's this friendliness between Rangers and Hearts fans. No, it's fucking no. I think it's one of the biggest myths. Remember that fucking Hearts fan that was in the pub and everyone wanted to bar him? Oh, but we're best pals, aren't we? That's different. See with Hearts and Hibs and Celtic. I bet you there was one of others. Oh, shaking hands, hey, you got your Ivory Coast flag. Like, it's just, mate, I respect Hearts for the ones that like, but see the thing is, I remember we were singing God Save the Queen, when God Save the Queen at the time, and there was Hearts fans booing it. So see this thing of Sons Brothers and that, well, I hate to tell you, but majority of Hearts fans don't actually agree with it, so, but, end of topic. We're going to go because I want my bed because
and your phone's a bit low on that chest.
It's a 10%, so
It'll be less now.
no, I probably want to be probably about 8, but aye.
Alright, well, thank you for watching.
And we'll see you tomorrow for more videos. We'll make more when we're back in from work. Alan's going to come up with the ideas this time because I've came up with last night's and tonight's videos. Well, I came up with one because I mean the prediction and reactions it's a normal thing, but I've came up with 2 of the videos. So Alan, when he's at work, will be jotting down or thinking of ideas that we can do because I've run out.
Thanks for watching. Bye.